And no one takes the slightest pains to please me. I leave your house, I tell you, quite disgusted. You do the opposite of my instructions. You've no respect for anything. Each one must have his say. It's perfect pandemonium.
If you'd only...
You are a servant witch, my girl, and much too full of gab and too impertinent and free with your advice on all occasions.
But if you'd actually listen to us...
You are a fool, my boy. F-O-O-L. Just spelled your name. Let Grandma tell you that I've said 100 times to my poor son, your father, that you'd never come to good or give him anything but plague and torment.
Oh, if you could just...
Oh, dearie me, his little sister. You're all demureness, my poor girl. Butter wouldn't melt in your mouth, one would think, to look at you. Still waters, though, they say. You know the proverb. And I don't like your doings on the sly.
But, Mother.
Daughter, by your leave. Your conduct and everything is altogether wrong. You ought to set a good example for them. Their dear departed mother was much better. You are extravagant, and it offends me to see you always decked out like a princess. A woman who wants to please her husband's eyes alone wants no such worldly fineries.
But madam, can you really...
Sir, as for you, the lady's brother, I esteem you highly, love and respect you. But sir, all the same, if I were in my son's place, I'd urgently entreat you not to come within our doors. You preach a way of living that decent people cannot tolerate. I'm rather frank with you, but that's my way. I don't mince matters when I mean a thing.
Mr. Tartuffe, your friend is mighty low.
He is a holy man, and must be heeded. I can't endure with any show of patience to hear scatterbrains like you attack him.
What? Shall I let a dogmatic critic come and assert his tyranny here? And let us all deign to his consent?
If we must hark to him and heed his maxims, there's not a thing we do but what's a crime. He censures everything, this zealous carper.
And all he censures is well censured too. He wants to guide you on the way to heaven. My son should do well to teach you all to love him.
No, listen here, you madam. Neither you nor my father can make me tolerate him. His actions rouse my wrath at every turn.
Besides, it is downright scandalous to see this unknown upstart master of the house. This vagabond who, when he came, didn't have shoes on his feet or clothing worth anything, and who so far forgets his place as to condemn everything and rule the roost.
Mercy sakes alive, everything would go better if all were governed by his pious orders.
He passes for a saint in your opinion. In fact, he's nothing but a hypocrite.
Just listen to her.
I wouldn't trust him, nor yet his warrant, without bonds and warranty.
I don't know what the servant's character may be, but I can guarantee the master a holy man. You hate him and reject him because he tells home truths of all of you. It is sin alone that moves his heart to anger, and heaven's interest is his only motive.
Of course! But why, especially of late, can he let nobody come near the house? Is heaven offended at a civil call that he should make so great a fuss about it? I'll tell you, if you like, just what I think. Upon my word, he's jealous of our mistress.
You hold your tongue and think what you're saying. He's not alone in censuring these visits, the turmoil that attends your sort of people, their cars forever at the door, and their noisy footmen flock together, raise a scandal, and annoy the neighborhood. I'd gladly think there's nothing really wrong, but it raises talk, and that's not as it should be.
Madam, can you hope to keep the folks' tongues from wagging? It would be a grievous thing if for the fear of idle talk about us, we had to sacrifice our friends. No. Even if we could bring ourselves to do it, do you think that everyone would then be silenced? Against backbiting, we have no defense. So let us try to live a life of innocence. To silly tattle, pay no heed at all, and leave the gossip free to vent their gall.
Our neighbor, Daphne, and her little husband must be the ones who slander us, I'm thinking. Those whose own conduct is most ridiculous are always the first to speak ill of others. They never fail to seize at once upon the slightest hint of any love affair and give it the character they have the world believe in and spread the word of it with glee.
These arguments are nothing to the purpose. Orant, as we all know, lives a perfect life. Her thoughts are all of heaven, and I heard that she condemns the company you keep.
Oh, admirable pattern, virtuous dame! She lives the model of austerity. But age has brought this piety upon her, and she's a prude, now she can't help herself. As long as she could capture men's attentions, she made the most of her advantages. But now she sees her beauty vanishing, she wants to leave the world that's leaving her. That's the way with all your old coquettes. They find it hard to watch their lovers leave them. They loudly blame their neighbor's way of living, not for religion's sake, but out of envy, because they can't endure to see another enjoy the pleasures age has taken from them.
There. That's the kind of rigmarole that please you, daughter-in-law. One never has a word in edgewise at your house because this lady holds the floor all day. But nonetheless, I mean to have my say too. I tell you, my son did nothing better in all his life than take this godly man into his household. Heaven sent him here in your great need to make you all repent. For your salvation, you must hearken to him. He censures nothing but deserves his censure. These assemblies, these visits, and these balls are all inventions of the evil spirit. So, a gentleman must snicker, must he? Go find fools like yourself to make you laugh. Daughter, goodbye. Not one word more. As for this house, I leave the half unsaid. But I shan't soon set foot in it again.
I won't escort her down, for the fear she might fall foul with me again. The good old lady.
Oh, bless us. What a pity she shouldn't hear the way you speak of her. She'd surely tell you were too good by half, and she's not so old as all that neither.
And how she got mad at us, all for nothing. And how she seemed so obsessed with her Tartuffe.
Her case is nothing, though, beside her son's. To see him, you'd say he's 10 times worse. His conduct in our late unpleasantness had won him much esteem and proved his courage in service of his king. But now, he's like a man besotted since he's been so taken with this Tartuffe. He calls him brother, loves him 100 times as much as mother, son, daughter, and wife. He tells him all his secrets and lets him guide his acts and rule his conscience. A sweetheart could not be loved more tenderly. At table he must have the seat of honor, while with delight our master sees him eat as much as 6 men could. We must give up the choicest tidbits to him. If he belches, master exclaims, "God bless you!" Oh, he dotes upon him. He's his universe, his hero. He's lost in constant admiration, quotes him on all occasions, takes his trifling acts for wonders and his words for oracles. The fellow knows his dupe and makes the most of it. He fools him with 100 masks of virtue, gets money from him all the time by canting, and takes upon himself to criticize all of us.
You wouldn't believe the speech she gave us at the door. I see my husband is home again. He hasn't seen me yet, so I will go up and wait till he comes in.
And I, to save time, won't wait to hear. I'll simply say good morning and be gone.
You know, I wish you'd say a word to him about my sister's marriage. I suspect Tartuffe opposes it. Puts my father up to all those wretched shifts. You know, besides how concerned I am in myself, that if love were to unite my sister and Valère, I love his sister too. And if this marriage were to go through...
Good morning, brother.
I was just going, but I'm glad to greet you. Things are not far yet advanced in the country.
Just wait a bit, brother. Let me allay my first anxieties by asking news about the family. So how's everything going these last 2 days? What's happening and how is everyone?
Madam had a fever and a splitting headache day before yesterday, all day and evening.
And how about Tartuffe?
Tartuffe, he's well. He's mighty well. Stout, fat, fair, rosy-lipped.
Poor man.
At evening, she had nausea and couldn't touch a single thing for supper. Her headache still was so severe.
And how about Tartuffe?
He supped alone before her and unctuously ate up 2 partridges as well as half a leg of mutton.
Poor man.
All night, she couldn't get a wink of sleep. The fever racked her so, and we had to sit up with her till daylight.
And how about Tartuffe?
Gently inclined to slumber, he left the table, went into his room, got straight into a good warm bed, and slept quite undisturbed until morning.
Poor man.
At last, she allowed us all to persuade her to be treated by a doctor and was relieved at once.
How about Tartuffe?
He plucked up courage properly, bravely entrenched his soul against all evil, and to replace the energy she had lost, at breakfast he drank 4 huge draughts of wine.
Poor man.
So now they both are doing well, and I will go straight away and inform my mistress how pleased you are at her recovery.
Brother, she ridicules you to your face, and I, though I do not wish to upset you, must tell you candidly that she is right. Was such an infatuation ever heard of? That can a man today have such a charm to make you
Stop
forget
there, good brother. You do not know the man you're speaking of.
As you'll have it so, I do not know him, but to be able to tell what kind of man he is.
You'll be charmed to know him. Your raptures over him would have no end. Whoever does his will knows perfect peace. His conversation has transformed me. He weans my heart with every friendship, teaches me to have no love for anything on earth. I can see my brother, mother, children, and wife all die and never cared on.
Your feeling is quite humane, I must say, brother.
Yeah, if you'd have seen him as I saw him, you would have loved him just as much as I. He came to the church each day with contrite expressions, kneeling on both knees right opposite my place to watch the passion of his prayers unto heaven, humbly kissing the earth at each moment. And when I left the church, he ran before me to give me holy water at the door. I learned his poverty and who he was by questioning his servants who was like him, and gave him gifts. But in his modesty, he always wanted to return the part. It is too much, he would say, too much by half. I am not worthy of your pity. At length, heaven bade me to take him home, and since that day, it all seems to prosper here. He censors everything for my sake. He even takes great interest in my wife. He lets me know who ogles over her and seems 6 times as jealous as I am myself. You will not believe how far his zeal can go. He calls himself a sinner, just for trifles. The merest nothing seems to shock him. So much so that the other day I heard him accuse himself while at prayers. Too much anger caught and killed the fool.
My God, brother, you are mad. Well, sure making sport of me with such a speech. What are you driving at with all of this nonsense?
Brother, your language smacks with atheism, and I suspect your soul is a little tainted therewith. I preached to you a score of times that you should draw down some judgment on your head.
That is the usual strain of all your kind. You must have everyone as blind as they. And they call you an atheist if you have good eyes. And if you don't adore their vain grimaces, you have neither faith nor care for sacred things. No, no. Such talk cannot frighten me. I know what I am saying. Heaven sees my heart.
You are the sole expounder of the doctrine. Wisdom shall die with you. No doubt, good brother, you are the only wise, so enlightened. All men compared to you are downright fools.
I am not the sole expounder of the doctrine, and wisdom shall not die with me, good brother. But this I know, though it be all of my knowledge, that there is a difference between false and true. That no hero should be more admired than men of true religion. Nothing more noble or more beautiful is the holy zeal of true devoutness. Just so, I find nothing more hateful than those barefaced Charlatans, those false zealots that make a mockery of all that men hold sacred. Men who have enslaved the selfless interest into making trade and merchandise of godliness in order to purchase influence and office with this false expression of fear. Those men, I must say, with the uncommon zeal, seek their own fortune on the road to heaven. Still, the sincere are easy to distinguish, and many splendid patterns can be found. No one denies their claim to true religion. They are not always judging all of our actions. It is by their deeds alone that they censor ours. That is my kind of man. That is true living. That is the pattern we should set for ourselves. But your fellow was not fashioned on this model. And you were quite sincere in boasting about his zeal. But you were deceived, I think, by false pretenses, brother.
My dear good brother-in-law, have you quite done?
Yes.
I'm your humble servant.
Just a word. We'll drop the other subject. But Valera has the promise of your daughter.
Yes,
And you've named a happy day.
true.
So then why do you push off the celebration of it?
I can't say.
Could you have some other plan in mind?
Perhaps.
So you mean to break your word.
I don't say that.
I hope no obstacle can keep you from performing what you promised.
Well, that depends.
Why must you beat about? Valera has sent me here to settle matters.
Will heavens be praised?
So what answer shall I take then?
Why, anything you please.
But we must know your answers. What are they?
I shall do the will of heaven.
Come, be serious. You've given Valera your word. Now will you keep it?
Goodbye.
Valera's heart has much to fear. I must go now and let him know what is happening here.